A new FA Cup adventure gets underway this evening as Darlington welcome Workington in this second qualifying round clash. The temporary management trio makes 5 changes to the home starting lineup, and it's 4 changes for the visitors, including a familiar name in Niall Brookwell, who spent some of last season here on loan.
Platt is waiting impatiently, then plays the ball to Sukar. Sukar takes a touch wide to the left-hand side, plays the ball behind Salkeld. Hatfield presses though and wins the ball, and then chipped in by Sukar. Oh, it was almost Andrew Nelson behind there, but defender gets there and heads it behind.
Well watched and needed to be dealt with, because Andrew Nelson was not going to make a mistake had that reached him.
But 3 or 4 milling around in the sort of train formation. Ball's dropped on the penalty spot by Hatfield. Lawler wins the header. Almost comes to a black and white shirt of Salkeld, but then it finds Felix. Felix gets a touch, moves the ball, shifts it, good save straight at the goalkeeper, but it was powerfully struck. Ball still with Darlington, it's Hatfield on the right hand side, pushes it past, Felix gets there, pulls it back, good spell by Darlington, and then it's cleared up to midfield territory by Workington, who've dealt with that little bit of pressure nicely. Not featured too much yet, Andrew Nelson, in this game. Moke comes, finds Salkeld. Salkeld to Moke. Moke back to Salkeld. Workington with everybody back. Salkeld finds a ball into Hatfield, who pushed on a bit. He finds Nelson. Nelson then to Lees. Dinked into the corner there for the runner of Windass. Windass with time to set. Gets the cross. It's hacked clear. Comes to Platt on the edge. Platt has the shot. Drives it into the bottom corner. Tom Platt, captain, joint manager, goal scorer. 1-0.
Not a bad list of accolades for Tom Platt as he gets his first for the Quakers. And the first goal of the evening, great hit from outside the area. Ball comes from a clearance, he just takes a touch, right-footed, across Jim Atkinson into the bottom corner. The Quakers have their first goal since the win at Alfreton, and more importantly tonight, they have the lead, 1-0.
Windass had the first cross there, did well to get forward just after that yellow card. It was half cleared to Platt, who probably is about 27, 28 yards, takes a touch, drills it past everybody. Doesn't try to hit it too hard, but gets good contact, drills it, it rolls. Rolls is unfortunate, probably word. Powers its way towards the bottom corner. Sukar tight to the left-hand side, back to Lawler. Lawler into the feet of Andrew Nelson, gets the return. Lawler goes for the ball over the top to Felix. Felix is going to get on it. He's facing away from goal, but drops it back to Salkeld. Salkeld inside. Lovely little ball there. Gets the return. Unlucky that from Salkeld, but that was a lovely, lovely little bit of interchange. Ball is with Windass. Windass plays it down the right-hand side, looking for the run of Hazel. It's well defended. Second ball bobbles into space, and Hatfield can't quite get there ahead of his opponent. Ball is then played inside to Allison. Again, Darlington press. Has to go back to the goalkeeper, Atkinson, who's been certainly by far the busier of the two. Atkinson plays a fairly good ball through the middle. Fair play to Atkinson. Threaded the eye of a needle. This time it's Lees who wins the ball, but it pops out to a Workington play, and they've got a man ahead of the ball here as well. I think he's run through from deep. Goalkeeper comes out, he's round the goalkeeper, and it's a goal for Workington. Just shows that's cup football. Workington have barely been in Darlington's 18-yard box in this game, but they've cut through Darlington there, beaten the offside trap through the middle, rounded Taylor and equalise.
Allison, the danger man. So you'd think he's the provider on this one. Just slots the ball through as the ball breaks from midfield for Stephen Rigg to collect into the side tonight. Round Tommy Taylor and slots home an equaliser.
Fair play to goalkeeper Jim Atkinson for playing that razor ball right through the middle to get the attack underway when the press was on, and then there was a couple of tackles in the centre circle. There was an element of fortune for the way that the ball rebounded into the advancing Workington midfielder, but then Darlington got caught a little bit between whether to play the runner offside, and then it was the runner from deep.
Yeah, costly indecision in the end.
Clearly onside, 5 yards onside.
And the visitors are level.
My message lights up with one of the fans. Was that a foul 25 yards out? I didn't think it was a foul. I didn't spot anything. Mike, did you?
Not for me.
Fair goal. A little bit of luck in it, but fair goal. Just shows, as a famous football pundit used to say, Mike, it's a funny old game. Darlington just don't need to panic. They've been comfortably the better team so far in this game. Windass needs to be careful not to get drawn into another yellow card though. But Workington come forward again, down that left channel. Going to have the shot from distance. I think that's 4 or 5 yards wide.
But almost opening his account there.
Throw-in comes into the box. Lawler gets up first and gets the clearance, but it's turned back into the box. Flag stays down. Hooked high into the air by Adriano Moke. Felix trying to get under it, but it's picked up. Hatfield though wins the next ball. That's a good, strong, fair challenge by Casson. Ball played through the middle. There's a chance for the shot there. It's just gone past the post. It was an unlikely figure of Dan Wordsworth going forward. Maybe a free kick we started to take quickly. Salkeld on it to Moke. Salkeld then is going to have a run down towards the byline. Gets a cross in. It's a good cross. All the way across. Takes a touch. Comes to Nelson. Nelson shoots off the line. Comes back to Nelson. Gets it on his left foot. It's blocked by the goalkeeper. Excellent play and cross by Salkeld again, and Nelson almost gets it, and then the referees stop the game because the goalkeeper has stayed down.
I wouldn't mind seeing Andrew Nelson a little more involved, says Stu, and a couple of minutes later he has 2 very presentable chances, one off the line and one well saved by Jim Atkinson, who's obviously felt the full force of that one. Still down.
Excellent again by Salkeld though, wasn't it? A little nudge in there by Felix, and Nelson does everything right. Ball comes back down again, blocked on the second one. I think it hit the goalkeeper in a tender area, the second one, but it was a good clearance off the line from Nelson in the first instance. That was the best and closest that he came.
Perhaps
yeah, you're right, Workington have had equally as many chances, I suppose. It's a good shout. Ball won by Sukar, finds Salkeld, back to Lawler, Salkeld to Lees. Lees sees Sukar left hand side, finds him with a nice pass. Sukar, nice touch, gets the ball in early, looking for Nelson. Nelson takes it on his chest inside the box. It's a good tackle. Nelson under pressure went down, but to be fair, he didn't claim for the penalty. It was an excellent bit of defending, last ditch defending.
Couldn't find updates on either of those, but there are 2 other FA Cup ties tonight.
Ball turned forward quickly this time, and Nelson gets there ahead of his man, uses his strength to shrug his man away, brings the ball back onto his right foot, gets across into the box, which is headed clear to the edge of the box. Windass is the nearest Darlington player, who just heads it to a Workington shirt, and then Workington will clear this as far as Tom Platt, halfway inside Workington's half. Darlington just really getting on top in this game here. 8 minutes into the second half, dominating proceedings really in terms of possession so far in the second half, but not really any opportunities to show for it. Ball now across to Lees. Lees back to Lawler. Darlington fans getting frustrated.
Lots of space on the right hand side here.
Darlington fans just need to not get so frustrated though, even if the space is there. Doesn't help. Ball on the left hand side. Good cross again by Salkeld. It's a free header. Kane Felix has somehow managed to miss that. I think that's another excellent cross from Cam Salkeld, who's having a real good game for me tonight.
Not far over the bar from Kane Felix, that one. I'm not sure he realised it was going to come to him and reacted quite late. A couple of other players challenging in the air, and it just goes over the pair of them.
Taylor plays the ball forward. Plays down the right hand side, comes off Hatfield, but Lawler will just step across. He's been dispossessed there, Lawler. He's tried to be a little bit too clever, feigning the ball back to the goalkeeper. Brookwell gets into the box. Taylor makes a save and it's cleared.
I think that's come back off Symington.
Ball back into the box. Another chance for Workington. Taylor forced into another good save before Moke turns it around. And Darlington have absolutely dominated the ball in the second half, but Workington have created the 2 best chances just in that few seconds. Workington player remains on side, brings the ball down far side. Lawler steps in and finds the feet of Salkeld. Salkeld keen to get on the ball, comes onto his right foot, plays the switch. It's a delightful ball, Cam Salkeld. Is he going to get on the end of it? Headley? No, just intercepted. But Headley picks the second ball up though, in plenty of space. Finds Felix. Felix narrow to the right hand side, takes a touch, gets the cross in, decent cross, almost finds Hazel, comes instead on the edge almost to Platt, then Hazel gets the shot, good save. Jacob Hazel almost opening his account there for the season, good save.
I think that catches a deflection as well. It doesn't do too much to the path of the ball, but Atkinson down quickly and saves well again.
Free kick for throw in, for Darlington on the far side.
And they are going to make that 3rd change.
Finds Headley. Headley gets a ball back stick. He's going to beat everybody. Finds, is that Sukar on the far side?
I think so.
Sukar sticks it into the box, but it's comfortably headed clear. Ball with Platt, 30 yards from goal, takes a touch but drops it back. Hatfield slides in with an important challenge, comes back to Platt. Oh, fantastic save by Atkinson. Atkinson has been outstanding tonight, saves
really
and on
has.
his feet.
Another superb one there, flying to his left. That was heading for the corner from Tom Platt.
Hatfield's going to take the corner. Outswinging, back post, Lawler's up, heads it. Oh, it's put over, I think, there from close in. Looked like it was going in. Put back stick again. Headed goal bound, cleared off the line in front of the goalkeeper.
Wallbank it was on the line, just in front of his keeper, getting that one away. Didn't see who got. I think that was headed
Curry,
in.
Was it?
We're going to have a chance to see this replay before Hatfield delivers the next one.
Darlington having a little spell. 19 minutes to go. Hatfield gets up. Back stick ball, headed back to goal, bound, headed in from close range. Darlington get their noses in front again in the FA Cup. A close range header by
Toby Lees, I think.
Is it? I'm glad you helped me out because I can't tell who it is. Never have rarely have I been so happy to see a Darlington goal. Really, really important game this in the FA Cup. They've knocked on the door a couple of times in the last few minutes. And then according to Mike, it's Toby Lees at the back post.
Finally gets that door open. As Stu says, they've been knocking on it all half. And eventually, they crack it open. Is it Toby Lees?
I think it's Lees. It is Toby Lees. Well done, Mike. Your eyes have saved the day there.
Darlington's goal scored by number 5, Toby Lees.
Scott must be listening to us.
How many minutes? Just clicking on the
72,
27. 72.
72 minutes. As dominant in this second half as they have been at any point in the match. Workington have had a couple of opportunities, but by and large it's all been one-way traffic. And finally it's delivered.
Yeah, great goal. Great to see, and the Darlington players enjoyed that one in front of the tin shed. Now can Darlington take control of this and move away? Headley bombs forward down the middle, tries to play it wide to Felix. He's asked a lot of Felix, but Felix keeps it in. He's probably going to have to drop the ball back here. Or is he going to try and take his man on? Maybe he will. No, he drops it back to Headley. Headley gets the cross. Decent knock all the way across the front. Comes back to Hazel, just drags it wide. Round about the penalties. Headley takes the throw in, finds Hazel. Headley then drops it to Platt, but that's a little bit scruffy. Workington earn possession, but Hatfield's going to seize on that ball. He's going to find the run of Curry. Curry there gets inside the box. Can he move his feet and get a shot away? He can, gets the shot. I think that's just pushed past the post for a corner, isn't it? The referee hasn't signalled yet, but
anything, but everybody's.
Oh, it's a good save by Atkinson. That one ball comes back in, back stick. Wanted to attack. Darlington have some success off set pieces. This one comes to Hazel on the edge of the box. Just turns it back in. Chance inside the box. Flags up. Right. Mitch Curry it was, but the flag was up. He'd spring as if they get the chance. Obviously that means there's going to be more space at the other end as well for Darlington to make the most of. Ball with Headley. Headley finds Hatfield. Hatfield to Hazel, then to Felix. Felix pulls it back. Oh, just over the bar by Curry.
Especially with the last
6 substitutions.
Stoppages there. 6 substitutions, a goal. Quite a few injuries.
Ball played forward. Oh, Curry's inside the box. Curry with a chance. Is this it? Pulls it to Hazel. Hazel in the back of the net. Jacob Hazel opens his account. Darlington are going in the hat for the next round of the FA Cup.
On to the next round we go. Into the hat we go. Jacob Hazel has his first of the season. The Quakers have their third of the night. And everyone over to congratulate him. He's got his account open. And it's 3-1 Darlington.
He's a good lad, Jacob Hazel. I'm pretty sure whenever the lads are next out, he's going to buy Mitch Curry a beer, because Mitch Curry had the chance to shoot there, popped up in the right spot, got behind his man, unselfishly played it across to Jacob Hazel, who did the rest. And yeah, Jacob, Mitch Curry, I reckon a beer there for that one.
We've been waiting for that one. He's been waiting for that one. Darlington 3, Workington 1. And that is surely a ball with Darlington's name on it, going into that velvet bag on Monday now.
Headley dinks one forward looking for Felix. Felix won't get there before Atkinson.
And that's that.
Full-time whistle. Darlington into the hat on Monday. A 3-1 win against Workington. Workington, plucky opponents, gave everything out there, made this game as tight as it needed to be. But Darlington will go into the hat on Saturday. Goals for Darlington from Tom Platt, from Toby Lees and from Jacob Hazel. 3-1.
Deserved on the balance of play, I think. Darlington deservedly into that hat on Monday, and £3,375 richer as a result. Workington came and gave it a good effort, and particularly around and after their goal looked like they might have something to offer, but in the end I think the division difference may be told as Darlington just wore Workington away with good ball retention and great